Even the miracle of life. Life's a play with no rehearsal. Things you think you take it personal. Cause the devil is a lie. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. The things you gotta do. Hey, barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. So don't forget, we go live every night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I got breaking news on my live last night. We had we had Columbus Short on and Jonathan Gibson from the Boston Celtics and Corey McIntosh, aka Mac Work, and it was a fun live, man. It was a super fun live. Don't miss it. Breaking news on Mike Tyson and Columbus Short and Evander Holyfield. You might want to check that out. And don't forget to join the Patreon. All right. So I'm full of energy because the live was so much fun. I can't sleep and I don't have enough. My attention span is not sharp enough to go finish watching Godfather of Harlem because I'll probably fall asleep and I'm not really in the mood to fall asleep. All right. Yep. So here we go. So I had an idea. Since everybody's in the mood to improve, right? Everyone's in the mood to improve. Here's what I'm gonna go through the top five welterweights in the division and some things that they need to improve upon. Okay, my fifth best welterweight is Keith Thurman. By the way, I'm gonna do my best to get to the 154-pound division next week. All right. Remind me to do this video next week. That shit, it's gonna be 10 fighters in that fucking division. That's the deepest and best division in boxing. They just don't talk as much, you know. Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman needs to change his whole entire diet. Now, the reason why I say that, you're gonna say obviously he lost weight, but that's not where I'm going with it. He's been injured a lot, right? And we're just going to go under the assumption that all those injuries are real. Okay. He needs to change his diet because I've seen him in training. He trains well. He does his job. But every time he touches another human being, he gets injured. So he has a lack of nutrients. He has a lack of whatever the case may be. I think Keith Thurman needs to change his diet. His punches are never going to be straight. So I know these are just things that I'm just saying that people can just implement, right? I'm not talking about some type of shit or things that they can add. I think Keith Thurman needs to get a dietitian and have a diet that's strictly 80-20. 80% all nutrients, 20% bullshit, or 90-10. Like he's gonna have to raise it because I can tell in his downtime he's eating a whole bunch of fat, because his body doesn't respond when it meets another human being. He always ends up hurt, so his body's falling apart because he has a lack of nutrients in his body. All right, number 4, I have Shawn Porter number 4 as my 4th best welterweight, and I think the one biggest thing Shawn Porter needs to improve upon is his technical skills. Shawn Porter is 1-3 at the elite level. He beat Danny Garcia. And he lost to Kell Brook, Keith Thurman, and Errol Spence, right? So I think just Keith Thurman, in the downtime, I think Shawn needs to focus on technical skills. He needs to remain the same person, but knows how to get off his punches and be more accurate. He's always in the high 20%, as it relates to landing punches, and that's pretty much it. He does a great job at preparing, but I think Shawn is like in the big fights, he's 1-3 in the big fights. Like the salt you add to the pasta, he's missing the salt you add to the pasta to make it softer, to drop the temperature just a little bit more, like he's just missing one thing. And I think during this quarantine, he probably need to work on his technical skills. He needs to add something to his father. Number 3, Manny Pacquiao, shit. I mean, what the fuck can I say, Manny Pacquiao? I think Manny Pacquiao um, needs to work on his conditioning a little bit more. Y'all gonna say, Fred, what do you mean? He went 12 rounds with Keith Thurman, but he barely made it out that motherfucker. He's 41 years old. There's not much I'm gonna say about Keith Thurman, but basically that. Number 2, Terence Crawford. And I'm not getting real deep or real technical on this shit, so feel free to add shit in the comment section what you guys think that they need to work on. Um, um, Terence Crawford needs to work on his core, and he needs to squat more. I don't think his base is as strong as it should be. I think I think he needs to work on. He needs a strength and conditioning coach. I don't know if he has one, but he needs to really, really focus and hone in on his strength and conditioning. Uh, I really think, for real, I think Terence needs to break down his entire body. You know what I mean? In the fight against the Russian, physically, he just didn't look the same. He looked flat. He didn't look good. Physically, he didn't look good. I knew he would win the fight. He was dominant. I actually parlayed him with something. I forgot because the odds were so extreme. So I had to bring the odds down. So I kind of had a panic attack a little bit when he got knocked down a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm glad he came back and won. Number 1, Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence needs to work on his flexibility. You know, was it yoga? What is it? What's the other one? Yoga, Pilates. Um, yeah, yoga and Pilates. You know what I mean? Work on this because he goes up so high in weight, and he got to consistently work on um, his flexibility. You know what I mean? So stay with that. And whatever he did in the Chris Algieri camp, I believe he was with Blu-ray and all that. I think physically what he looked like against Chris Algieri, I mean, he was exceptionally hungry. That, and then we got some honorable mentions, and these are just some quick hits. I don't really want to spend 20 minutes on each fighter, and the video will be like fucking 40 minutes. I don't really want to do that. And then we got the honorable mentions. Danny Garcia. I think Danny Garcia needs to hire a full-time speed and agility coach. Believe me when I say this. I think Danny Garcia is going to have a second career at 154. All right. And y'all say, Fred, what the fuck are you talking about? I think, and here's the catch. He's not going to be able to be a flat-footed fighter as much. As he's married to his wife, he needs to marry a speed, agility, and quickness trainer. He needs to be doing that 4 times a week right now in 50-minute segments. You know what I mean? Like, and then swim. You know what I mean? I think that he needs to keep his range of motion and work on the strength, speed, agility, and quickness. And then you guys will say, what about Mikey Garcia? He just needs to move down to 140. He has no business up at 147. You know what I mean? And those are the honorable mentions, right? I think those are the honorable mentions. Some people may put Danny Garcia at 5 over Keith Thurman. Some people may even throw Shawn Porter out and put Danny at 4, Keith Thurman at 5. Whatever you guys put, you guys are right. This ain't no. But I just think Errol Spence is the best welterweight in the world. Where else? Where are we at? I think those are the top 7. But here's the wild card in the welterweight division. Austin Trout. Austin Trout is working his way down to 147. I'm real interested to get a sense of who he is at 147. I would if Top Rank can't secure a big fight, like a sellout fight, I would like Austin Trout versus Terence Crawford. I would like that fight. I would really like that fight because that basically says a lot about Terence Crawford, and then it'll say a lot about how he will do at 147. So make that fight. Maybe I can do a catch weight or something like that. I know he can come in, but I'm just talking about just in terms of the quarantine and shit. They may got to get these fighters out, so maybe they can catch weight at 150 or something like that, and make it a non-title fight. Just do what you guys got to do. And I think those are the honorable mentions. I'm not being disrespectful to Mikey Garcia. He's just not physically the same person, dog. You know what I mean? Yes, that was That was Jesse Garcia. All right. I tell you guys this all the time. Black fighters have a different cadence than Latino fighters. You know what I mean? I think 147 is the limit for Latino fighters. 140, dog. After that, you know what I mean? Is an anomaly. You know what I mean? If you guys think he's that good, I think I think he may be potentially a career cheater, being that he was caught one time. But, so that's what it is, man. So those are the top 5 welterweights and the 2 honorable mentions. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And if you guys have a different 5, if you think they need to work on something different, you know what I mean? If I missed something, feel free. I just didn't want to feel 20 minutes and really, really breaking down. So I'm going to do some quick hitters on 154 next week. Remind me to do it. And I'll get that shit done. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.